Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Sam Rassoul here to talk about what are 5 stretches you can do to avoid lower back pain today. Millions of Americans suffer. You don't have to be one of them. Here are 5 simple stretches you can incorporate into your daily life. Stretch number 1, we have the lovely Daniela here. She's going to be demonstrating them as I walk you through them. Number 1, your hip flexors. People stretch the front of their leg a lot. By doing this, I'm going to use Daniela as a prop here, and she's going to put my leg just like this. They stretch the front of their leg. But what about the hip flexor? We sit for so long, we need to get this muscle stretched out. So Daniela, I'm gonna have you put your left knee up here, and your right leg is gonna go all the way up on the table here. This is a 3-step stretch, a beginner, intermediate, and advanced movement. Again, start with what you are tolerated, enter at own risk when you do this. You wanna do is you wanna go forward with the stretch first, and you're stretching this hip flexor right down here, right in the groin. Then you wanna rotate toward that side, just like this. An advanced move in this position, take your left hand, and Danielle's gonna put it overhead and lean the opposite way. Now, this is a stretch. You want to hold this for about 8 to 10 seconds, this position. The most important thing, as important as the stretch itself, how you come out of the stretch. So 1, 2, 3 to get into position. 3, 2, 1 to come out of that stretch. Remember, forward, rotate, hand overhead, and then come in the same way, rewinding it to come back into a normal position. Now, for stretch number 2, we're going to talk about the piriformis. This small little muscle, which is located right in the glute region, is a literal and figurative pain in the butt. What you want to do is you want to stretch this muscle, especially with how long we've been sitting for prolonged periods of time. This muscle can get very tight. You could actually have sciatic pains and lower back pain because of the tightness in this muscle. So Danielle's going to demonstrate for us. She's going to take her right leg, cross it over. Remember, the contact point on the other leg is right above the ankle. Now, you want to grab behind the right knee. You want to sit up straight when you're doing this, and then you want to slowly pull the right knee toward the left shoulder. Just a little bit up at a 45-degree angle, just like that. You're coming up like so, and you can feel the stretch, and when she makes a face, you know she's doing it right. Where she's getting is right into that glute, that butt region, that small little muscle, which is a literal pain in the butt, and you're stretching it out, making sure it remains loose so you don't have that back pain that so many people suffer with. When you finish up with this stretch, as we talked about before, very important, slowly come out of it. Don't release it like a rubber band. Slowly come out of it just like so. You can reverse and go to the opposite side where you put that leg down, you put the left leg up, again contact point above the ankle, put the hands on the opposite side and pull 45 degrees, and it comes just like so, stretching the opposite muscle in the glute region. Stretch number 3, guys, the hamstring or the back of the leg. Now most people, when they go to stretch this out, whether they're in the gym, at home, or getting ready to go for a run, what do? They slowly start to bend forward just like this. No, you don't want to do that. And Danielle's gonna stop just right there because we don't want her to compromise and hurt her lower back. Now, an easy way to get a good stretch on the back of the leg without injuring your lower back, take your heel, put it out just like she did. Put your hands on your hips, just like so. And now, the key element, push your butt back easily. You notice how little she had to move? She's getting a good stretch. You can tell by the face, all the way down from the hamstring to the calf, all the way. And now when she's done, she wants to come out of it. She's gonna push her pelvis forward, her hips forward, and then she's gonna bring her leg right back. She can do the opposite leg. Go ahead with the right leg and just push the butt back slowly. Just like that. You'll feel how tight you are in the certain muscles. And when you're done, come right there. You get a good stretch on the back of your leg without hurting your lower back. Stretch number 4. Guys, we talked about it before in a seated position. That little muscle in your butt, the piriformis, can not only cause pain there, but in your lower back and also down your leg. That's why it's so important to keep this muscle loose. We already talked about it in one way. This is another way to stretch it out. What Danielle is going to do in a lay down position, either on a carpet or on a yoga mat, preferably not in bed. You want to be on a little firmer of a surface. What you want to do is you want to bend the knee just like so. You're going to take the opposite knee, you're going to cross it just like this. Remember, the contact point is right above the ankle. Then she's going to take both of her hands, come through right here, grab the back of her leg, and she's going to pull up like this. Again, this muscle we're stretching is that piriformis on this side right here. That little muscle, she's getting a good stretch. And what a lot of people do when they get in the position, they curl their neck up while they're stretching. You don't want to do that, or else you're going to have to tune into our other series, how to avoid neck pain, our next series of stretches. So you want to avoid neck pain by doing this. You want to keep your head back while you're doing this stretch, just like Danielle is doing here. And then as she finishes her stretch, she's going to release it slowly. Remember, coming out of the stretch is just as important as the stretch itself. Cross like that, and you want to go the opposite way. You're going to grab behind the leg on this one, and you're going to pull straight up. Now we're stretching the opposite muscle. That muscle, the piriformis, is right in the butt, right there. Getting a good stretch. She's keeping her head back, and then after she's done, coming slowly right out of it. Stretch number 5. I call this stretch baby in the crib. We've been talking about stretches for the hips and muscles that are to the hip flexors and in the butt. But what about taking the pressure off your lower back? Just like an accordion, you want to drop the hips down, you want to open up that lower back so you take the pressure off those discs and those nerves. An easy way to do it, just like this, you're laying down, preferably on a yoga mat. You're going to grab behind the legs, just like so. And Danielle is going to bring her legs up and then outward like this. What she's doing is actually dropping her hips down, taking the pressure off her lower back. She's going to hold this for about 10 seconds and then release. A mistake that I see a lot of people make is they grab in front of the knee. You don't want to compress the knee just like this. You want to grab behind the leg. If I show you on this side, not in front of the knee, behind the leg. More advanced move with the same stretch, what you can do is bring it up. She's going to grab her ankles and she's going to use her elbows to push her legs out. This actually gets that rotational component of the hips as well. Now be careful with this stretch, guys. I would start with the first one, because if doing this, if your hips are locked up or out of position, this can actually cause you to have a little more pain in your lower back. So again, consult with a professional before doing that. But start with the first stretch. If you feel okay with it, you can always advance to this one. Hey guys, Dr. Sam Rassoul here to tell you guys these 5 stretches can help you reduce your chances of lower back pain today and tomorrow. Till next time.